Hello, I'm Riz Khan. Welcome to the show. My guest this week is a fierce warrior who's conquered the boxing world. Oleksandr Usyk is the WBC, WBO and WBA heavyweight champion. Last year, he saw off a challenge from the intimidating Tyson Fury twice, and now feels he has just a couple of fights left before he hangs up his gloves after an undefeated professional career. And as a proud Ukrainian, he's carried the sporting hopes of his nation during a time of conflict and chaos. As diplomatic moves have continued to find an end to the war with Russia, Oleksandr Usyk joined me for an exclusive interview and reflected on coping with the twin challenges of life both inside and outside the ring. Oleksandr, I'm glad you could give us some time. I know you're very busy. There's a lot going on in your life. Apart from being from a country currently at war with Russia, you're obviously at the absolute top of the boxing mountain. And even Tyson Fury couldn't knock you off twice in less than a year. Now, the WBO has ordered you to begin negotiations with Joseph Parker for a mandatory title defense. What's your response to that?
Yes, our army continues to defend our country, and our guys are fighting for our freedom from the enemy. And I'm grateful to them for that. And I feel that it's impossible to express the gratitude that we all have for what our guys are doing. This is first. And secondly, WBO told us that I should defend this title. But now our aim, the goal of our team, is to unite our belts with Dubois.
With the possibility of Anthony Joshua getting a shot at Daniel Dubois' world title, how do you think he would do in a potential fight against Dubois, especially after him being away from the ring for a while?
There's always a chance. In the first fight, Daniel was a winner. But it's sport, boxing. If there is another fight, I'm not a great predictor. It will be interesting to see another fight between Joshua and Dubois, a revenge match.
Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois.
Well, Oleksandr, it's reported that your team is keen rather that you fight the IBF champion Daniel Dubois. So where does that possibility stand?
Ми хочемо бій Дюбуа, команда моя готова.
We want to fight Dubois. My team is ready. A lot depends on how God will give us a way to do it. And the second is the person who can do it. It's His Excellency Sheikh Turki Al-Sheikh. Because he is the person who can organize this fight. Because I think there would be obstacles otherwise. The only person who can organize is His Excellency and the Riot Season. You know, I always fought on the land of my opponents. At present, Saudi Arabia has created the best environment and organizes fights. So, it has become like my second home. When I box in Saudi Arabia, it feels like home. Great people, great fans. We can go to look around and meet with people. Currently, we cannot host fights in Ukraine, but we can have them in Saudi Arabia. They are very kind to us, so it has become our second home.
До нас гарно ставляться, і це другий наш будинок.
But Oleksandr, you have said that you probably have maybe 2 more fights left in your career before retiring. Do you stand by that? And who would be the perfect opponents?
На даний момент я не знаю, хто це буде, але так, в мене...
At the moment, I don't know who my opponent are going to be. But yes, I have 2 fights to go in my unbelievable journey. Listen, for over 20 years, no one could organize undisputed heavyweight fight. Saudi Arabia did it. His Excellency has done it, and they can do it again. Fans want to see the fight very much, and I most want to box there.
Переважно я хочу боксувати в Саудівській Аравії.
Now, there is a lot of interest in the public in seeing boxing also being mixed with other fighting styles. And the UFC fighter, Alex Pereira, has expressed an interest in a crossover fight with you. Is that something that interests you as your final fight before retirement, maybe?
Да, мені б це було цікаво, але після...
Yes, I would be interested, but only after the fight with Daniel to match our belts. I didn't consider the option of fighting in a cage. It's a joke, but every joke contains an element of truth.
Кожній шутці є доля правди.
Alexander, given your remarkable career, is your main ambition to remain unbeaten and unharmed, or is there something else you would like to achieve in boxing?
Для мене
My main goal is to make boxing great.
Now, as you grow older, how much harder do you have to work at keeping your body at the same level of strength and stamina?
так, звичайно, дуже багато змін.
Of course, a lot of changes. My team ensures that I have everything for a good recovery and everything for me to handle challenges so that I continue to win.
Ні, перемагати.
There has been more awareness in recent years about the dangers of constantly receiving blows to your head in a sport such as boxing. What concerns do you have, if any, that you're at risk for such kind of head injuries or trauma?
Треба перевіряти.
It's important to check a boxer health, to have a doctor on the team, a team that will continuously monitor body, head, heart, and overall condition. And the athlete also need to monitor his health very, very, very closely and constantly check his condition. Everything that happens with athletes is the consequences of the mistakes that their team make.
Це неякісний підхід команди і самого спортсмена.
You know, Alexander, there are fighters like Tyson Fury. Now he said he's retired, but many people can't stay out of it. If and when the time comes, what will you miss most about the sport once you're retired?
Я думаю, що я буду сумувати за...
I think I will most miss the fights and all the hard work that I have done throughout my life. I think I'll keep training and do training camps with my team to maintain my fitness. Because in the same way you enter a big sport, you should stop in the same way. It's the same as training hard for 20 years to be a good boxer. When finishing your career, you also need training to maintain health and routine. I'll keep making boxing better and I will spend more time with my children. I'm also planning to have a small farm with chicken, a cow and some other animals. I will eat fresh eggs for breakfast and will grow berries.
Яєчки на сніданок, буду вирощувати ягодки.
It's wonderful. Now, I was actually in Saudi Arabia before both of your fights with Tyson Fury. We missed the chance to speak with you at the first one when we were there, but got you now. Do you think Tyson Fury will stay retired, or do you think he might return to the ring? I mean, do you miss him? Do you stay in touch with him outside the ring?
Ні, ми не спілкуємося, я думаю, що ми пізніше...
We don't communicate at present. Probably in the future we will. I'm sad and miss this great guy. Our interaction. We had 24 rounds. It's like a lifetime. Like you live with someone for 20 years, so it's very, very long road for both of us. It's the same with my unbelievable friend, Tyson Fury.
На тому ж рівні з моїм неймовірним другом Тайсоном Фюрі.
Yeah, of course. It was very well anticipated and people loved the competition you guys had. Now, what do you think of the boxing league announced by Dana White and Saudi's leading sports guy, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh? Would you compete in Dana's new organization?
Чудова ідея, неймовірна ідея.
Amazing. Amazing idea. I think His Excellency is doing a lot for the sport. It's wonderful that new initiatives are created, and I support it. Many people think things may not work, but it's important to do new things, always.
Завжди.
Interestingly enough, you've entered the world of Hollywood now. alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for the movie The Smashing Machine. Are you looking to become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe?
Ні, я не думаю, що я майбутній Арнольд Шварценеггер, ні в якому разі. Я не такий моцний, як він.
I don't think I will be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not as solid, but I practice acting. I would like to be in a movie. I see myself in dramatic role. I think I'll be able to act well.
Свого героя, якого б я грав, цікавим.
Well, before you hang up your gloves and go into the lights of the movie world full time, is there any chance you would compete in that boxing league in Saudi before retiring?
Я не проти.
I'm not against it, but I have not been invited to participate in this league. But if such a proposal comes through, my team and I will seriously consider it.
Команди, ми все це розглянемо.
I'm sure if Dana White and His Excellency Turki al-Sheikh are listening, you will get that invite. Now, just a little bit to talk about Ukraine and how the war has affected your life. How has the conflict personally affected the way you live your life and the people you care about?
Слухайте, ну переживання в нас вмирають.
We are very worried. My people are dying, relatives, missiles are flying over our heads. So we are very worried, and we are helping our country as much as we can. Our country wants peace, prosperity, and development. We live in a war zone, and how it's impacting us. It's very worrying for me, my close ones, and my team. It's horrible what's happening here. People see it on TV, but they still don't get the full picture of how horrible this war is. We are talking right now and the sirens are going off. That means that I must go to a shelter or a basement.
Бомбоубіжище чи в якийсь підвал. Ну, тобто прямо зараз є тривога на вулиці.
Oleksandr, we won't keep you too long, but I do want to ask you, I mean, apart from the pressure of being the world's top boxer, you also have the pressure of being a symbol of hope and resilience for your people. How do you cope with that? How do you manage that during this difficult time?
Я кажу Господу Богу кожного
I thank God every single day, many times a day. If this second, hour, year, God gives me such challenges, that means I can handle them. I say thank you to God for everything I have and everything I don't have, for everything difficult and bad. I also thank Him in my prayers and actions.
за погане. Я за все йому кажу дякую. І в молитві, і в ділах.
I wonder, Oleksandr, how your experience of serving in the military changed your perspective on the war and how optimistic you are about the future of Ukraine after the war ends, especially when it comes to rebuilding.
Я дуже оптимістичний, тому що я прям впевнений, що моя країна буде процвітати. Я впевнений, що у моєї країни буде...
I'm very optimistic about the future of Ukraine. I'm sure Ukraine will prosper, it will have a strong economy, a good recovery. Our men who are defending our country and our youth wants to see growth of the country. I'm real optimist. I'm 100% sure that my country will reach a high economic level in the world.
На великому рівні економічному і в світі. Коли я вступив в ТРО...
When I entered the territorial defense forces, it was natural human reaction to be fearful. Missiles and warplanes were flying. We were all scared. But as Ukrainian, as a husband, as a father, I did not consider leaving the country and taking my family. My wife and I agreed straight away that we were not going to leave. What happens, happens. I was praying to God that He saved my family from the bullets and missiles. My team and I took arms and went to defend our country.
Oleksandr, I want to thank you for making the time, for spending the time with us. Stay safe and all the best to you.
Have a nice day. I go to work.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Stay safe. A fascinating gloves-off conversation with the incredible athlete Oleksandr Usyk. I'm Riz Khan from me and the team. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.